PAS says win the general election first, then talk PM candidate. Kampung Sungai Baru residents want eviction ops paused and talks with the government. And Titiwangsa MP Johari Abdul Ghani doubling down on a Malays-only redevelopment. All that and more coming up. Why are so many people asking who's the next Prime Minister? At PAS's annual Congress, Deputy President Tuan Ibrahim Tuan Man claimed the PM debate has emerged because people no longer trust the current leadership.
Hari ini, orang mula bincang siapa bakal Perdana Menteri. Kenapa? Kenapa ramai tanya Perikatan Nasional siapa yang akan jadi Perdana Menteri? Ramai yang tanya PAS, siapakah tokoh Perdana Menteri? Kenapa mereka tanya kami? Kenapa tanya Perikatan Nasional? Kerana mereka dah hilang kepercayaan pada menteri yang ada. Kerana mereka dah tak yakin kepada menteri yang ada.
The PM candidate issue isn't new for PAS. Recently, the party bristled at Bersatu's unilateral move naming Muhyiddin Yassin as opposition PM candidate without consultation. PAS stressed they're open if others want to propose different names. At the same time, Tuan Ibrahim expressed confidence PN will return to power after GE16. Tuan Ibrahim later told a press conference that any big decision in Perikatan Nasional must be decided together.
Kita dalam Perikatan Nasional, apa-apa keputusan penting yang melibatkan dasar, kita akan bawa dalam mesyuarat Perikatan Nasional. Bagi kita, parti-parti politik itu hak masing-masing dan kita menghormati hak masing-masing. Tapi apa-apa keputusan kita akan bawa. Dalam PAS, kita tahu banyak tokoh-tokoh yang berwibawa yang mampu kita tonjol, tapi bagi kami lebih kita fokus kepada menang pilihan raya. Gerak kerja perlu ditingkatkan berbanding dengan calon-calon.
After a chaotic eviction clash at Kampung Sungai Baru, residents say they're ready to talk, but only if the government hits pause on the eviction. Their lawyer says discussions can't happen while the operation is still in motion.
Termasuk kita harap penglibatan agensi kerajaan yang lain untuk menjalankan pembangunan di kawasan Kampung Sungai Baru. Kita tidak menolak pembangunan, tetapi ini yang kita kata. Ya? Tapi kita ahli jawatan kuasa sedia bila-bila masa walaupun weekend ni untuk berjumpa dengan wakil kerajaan.
The eviction kicked off early yesterday morning with court bailiffs, multiple agencies and heavy police presence on the ground. Electricity was cut and access was restricted to pass holders only. Tensions boiled over when some residents tried to force their way into the area. Things turned violent, objects were thrown, and a senior police officer was injured. Following the incident, Deputy Prime Minister Zahid Hamidi said Titiwangsa MP Johari Ghani would be stepping in to look into the matter. Meanwhile, Surendran blamed the use of the Land Acquisition Act 1960, invoked in 2021, saying it unfairly forced residents out. And while the move happened under the previous government, he says the current one still has a responsibility to resolve the issue. Titiwangsa MP Johari Abdul Ghani says Kampung Sungai Baru should remain Malay only. He's pushing for a meeting with the PM to make it official and wants the developers held to it. Johari said the village land was originally given to Malays by the Selangor Sultan during British rule. So in his view, only Malays should be allowed to buy any of the redeveloped properties. The statement comes on the same day court bailiffs evicted residents from the area. The operation, backed by several agencies, was ordered to make way for KLCT Gateway's redevelopment project. Johari, who's also acting as the Natural Resources and Environmental Sustainability Minister, said the project must preserve Malay interests. He called the eviction process irresponsible, especially the use of the Land Acquisition Act on 14 owners who refused to leave. He said the previous government failed to consider how residents would be pushed out by the developer. Meanwhile, PAS has entered the chat. Its info chief Ahmad Fadli warned that yesterday's eviction could be a teaser of what's to come under the Urban Renewal Act. In a statement, Fadli said if developers are given too much power, ordinary people could be forced from their homes without compassion. From now on, you can also listen to Kini News on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Scan the QR code on the screen to follow us. When politics gets heated, should death threats ever be brushed off as just talk? PKR Youth has lodged 2 police reports over a viral video of death threats against Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim. The clip was recorded during the tense eviction. at Kampong Sungai Baru. Kuala Lumpur PKR Youth Info Chief Rais Hamdan said the reports were filed at the Dangwangi police station around 8 p.m. He told reporters death threats are unacceptable and could disrupt national harmony. The video, which spread on TikTok, shows a man issuing threats at Anwar. The man also claimed he had once been detained under the Internal Security Act. Dangwangi Deputy Chief Nuzulandin confirmed the reports and said the case is now with Bukit Aman's Classified Criminal Investigation Unit. Dr. Mahathir Mohamad is firing back at MACC's probe into alleged UK assets. He's mocking the claims and accusing the government of dragging its feet in court. In a sarcastic statement yesterday, the former PM said if such assets exist, he'd love to know, and once he gets them, he'll happily donate them to the poor. The clapback came after Bernama reported that MACC is still investigating him. MACC Chief Azam Baki said they're working with UK authorities to verify the claims. But Mahathir says it's all a delay tactic meant to stall his defamation suit against Anwar Ibrahim. He sued Anwar in 2023 for 150 million ringgit after Anwar accused him of enriching himself while in power. Meanwhile, MACC's probe into Mahathir's sons is still ongoing. Mogzani and Mirzan were served notices in January, ordering them to declare all assets. MACC warned of legal action if they don't comply. The brothers called it an impossible endeavor to compile 43 years' worth of records. They've been given a final deadline until mid-September. Why haven't the remaining Sabah politicians been charged despite mountains of alleged evidence? Sabah businessman Albert Tay, who blew the lid off a massive mining scandal last year, is once again calling out the authorities. This time, he's accusing them of dragging their feet and turning his evidence into political currency. Tay says he's disappointed after MACC Chief Azam Baki revealed the AGC still hasn't decided whether to charge 6 implicated assembly persons. And with state elections looming, he claims the evidence is now being used behind closed doors as leverage. He's threatened legal action and what he calls extraordinary steps, possibly even on a global stage if the case gets buried. Tay says he spent a full week at MACC HQ, including one brutal 11-hour session. He handed over spy cam videos, WhatsApp chats, money trails, and nearly 300 pages of documents. That includes conversations with all 8 implicated assembly persons and the Sabah speaker. Tay claims the case against the 6 still walking free is even stronger than the one used to charge the first 2. Meanwhile, Tay's been hauled to court himself over bribery claims tied to mineral licenses. If you like the stories we produce, consider supporting us by subscribing to Malaysia Kini. Click the link in the description below or scan the QR code on your screen to subscribe. A police chief gets injured and Malaysians are divided over who's in the wrong. Dangwangi OCPD Suzilmi Effendi Sulaiman was hit in the head during an eviction at Kampong Sungai Baru. The clash broke out as residents resisted being forced out for a redevelopment project. In our Kini poll, over 4,000 of you weighed in. 45% said the eviction was justified. Development must move forward. 40% disagreed. Residents' rights should come first. 13% said both sides have a point and want a fair middle ground. 2% had other views. So was this just a clash over land or a symptom of deeper frustrations? What do you think? Let us know in the comment section below. That is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to Kinitv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, X, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. If you'd like to support independent media, do consider subscribing to MalaysiaKini.com. I'm Camelia. Thanks for watching.